Hello everyone, my name is Reewyn and today we'll be exploring how to upgrade your survivor build. For this day, I wanted to get the community's view on this too, what players have found helpful, not just myself or half-baked articles. So, I used the post and subsequent comments from u/woodencrab1974's post on the Dead by Daylight subreddit, which I'll link in the comments. Let's get right into it. We'll be focusing on perks today as the items video went fairly thoroughly through which items work, and honestly, the item you use completely depends on your playstyle. First, we're going to explore my two absolute favourites that I run myself, Winners of Opportunity and Leaf. Winners of Opportunity from Kate is pretty easy to understand. Essentially, you'll see nearby windows, pallets and breakable walls highlighted in yellow within 24/28/32 meters respectively. It was mildly overwhelming for me at first, but you'll soon adjust and be significantly better in chases. We then have Leaf from Min. When fast vaulting over a pallet, you'll gain a 50% sprint boost for 3 seconds. This does, however, cause exhausted for 60/50/40% respectively. Essentially, if you're in a chase or caught off guard, this is insanely useful as it creates a little bit of extra distance you need. Now, let's expand our horizons a bit. Borrowed Time from Bill is a good perk to run teamwork-wise. When you've unhooked someone, they gain a 10-second haste bonus, so they're faster for 10 seconds, and 6/8/10 second boost in their endurance. This perk is handy to give the escaping survivor that extra little boost to get them away. Next is Decisive Strike from Laurie. This perk activates when you have been unhooked or unhooked yourself. It unlocks a skill check when being grabbed for 40/50/60 seconds, where if you succeed, the killer will drop you and be stunned for a few seconds. This is super useful against tunneling and killers who are harsh. Next, you have Yui, who has 3 useful perks, meaning she's good to level up. Her first perk is Any Means Necessary. She can press the active ability button to pick up a pallet again, which means you can restart loops and replace god pallets. It takes 6/5/4 seconds respectively to do so time it well. We also have Breakout from her. This perk specifically activates when you are within 5 meters of a survivor being carried by the killer. She gains a 5/6/7% haste speed boost and increases the survivor's wriggling by 25%, meaning you can help your fellow survivors get out. This is perfect for a sabotage build in which you try and stop them before they reach the hook. Finally, she has Lucky Break. This perk activates when you are injured. Your pools of blood and scratch marks will be suppressed for 40/50/60 seconds. Per second you spend healing someone else, you will gain 1 second back, meaning if you're trying to escape a chase or hide from the killer, then this will be very handy. Now, we have Nia's Balanced Landing. This reduces the stagger when you drop by 75%, all sounds are suppressed when you land, and you gain 50% haste for 3 seconds. However, you'll be exhausted for 60/50/40 seconds respectively, so this cannot be run at the same time as Leaf or Sprint Burst. This is very useful for maps with houses, such as Haddonfield, as you can immediately get an advantage. Now we have Dwight's Bond. This perk is useful to run when you're solo queuing as it shows you survivors within 20/28/36 meters. It means you can see where your other survivors are, therefore know if someone is being chased near you or leading the killer towards you. Distortion is a handy perk belonging to Jeff. You start the match with 1 token. Whenever a killer uses an aura reading ability to try and find your location, the token will be used up and the perk will be activated for 8/10/12 seconds. Your aura will not be able to be read from the killer and suppresses scratch marks completely, which is very useful not only for the start of the game, but also for intense situations where you are the last survivor, even when there's a very few of you. You gain a token every 30 seconds spent in the chase, for a maximum of 2 tokens. Now we have Deja Vu. We have gone over this perk before, but we'll run through it quickly again. Basically, you can see the 3 closest generators to you, and when you work on these generators, your repair speed will increase by 4/5/6% respectively. This perk is useful for getting generators done quickly, meaning the killer has less time to chase you or use his perks. Botany Knowledge is a useful perk from Claudette for healing when you're in a solo queue. Your healing speed is increased by 30/40/50% respectively, but medkits are reduced in their effectiveness by 20% when used on yourself. This perk should be run along Self-Care as it's good for solo queuing. Self-Care also belongs to Claudette, which allows you to unlock Self-Care and gives you a 25/30/35% faster than the original healing speed, meaning when the 2 perks are run together, you can heal yourself quickly so you don't have to rely on other survivors. We have 2 more perks now. First is Min's Alert. I run this one myself as it's a useful information perk. This perk activates when a killer performs the break or damage action, for example when the killer breaks a pallet. It gives you an idea of where the killer is, including if the killer is in a chase. Finally, we have Reassurance from Rebecca Chambers. This perk activates when you press the ability button within 6 meters of another hook survivor. This pauses their sacrifice, their timer, for 20/25/30 seconds respectively. This also pauses skill checks if the survivor is on the second stage. This buys you more time, so in a tight situation, you can reassure them until you left the chase, for example, or someone else saves them. Now, remember, this is by no means an extensive list, and there are other perks that may serve you better, but these perks will allow you to be a better survivor and begin to develop your playing style more, whether you're more of a generator rushing player or a sneaky sabotaging one. That's the end of today's episode. Tomorrow, we're going to killer builds, so stay tuned. See you then.